The day Emeka discovered his wife had no shadow was the day he realized he had been sleeping beside death for 7 years. Emeka was a mechanic in Lagos, very sharp, hardworking, and known in his area for fixing engines others had already given up on. He believed in hard work, not superstition. Ghosts, spirits, those were stories for children and old women in the village. Or so he thought. Everything changed the night he met her. It was late. The rain had just stopped, leaving the streets wet and glistening under the flickering street lights. Emeka was closing his workshop when he saw her, standing across the road. She was dressed in white, not the flashy kind of white. Simple, clean, almost too clean for someone standing in the muddy water. She wasn't holding an umbrella. She wasn't wet, and she was staring directly at him. At first, Emeka ignored her. Lagos was full of strange people, but as he turned the key to lock his shop, something made him look again. She was still there, still staring. Something about her eyes, they felt heavy, like they carried a story he didn't understand. "Are you okay?" Emeka called out. She didn't answer immediately. Then slowly, she crossed the road. Her footsteps made no sound. "My name is Ada," she said softly. Her voice was calm, too calm. "I need help," she said. Ada had no family, no phone, no clear explanation of where she came from. She only said she had been staying with someone who suddenly sent her away. Emeka hesitated at first, but Ada had a way of speaking that made you trust her. Within days, she was staying in his small apartment. Within weeks, they became inseparable. And within 3 months, they were married. People talked, of course. "Emeka, you don't know this girl. She just appeared from nowhere. This thing is not normal." But Emeka didn't care. For the first time in his life, he felt peace. And that was everything he had ever wanted. She cooked, she cleaned, she loved him deeply. But there were things, small things Emeka chose to ignore. Ada never went out during the day. She preferred the nights. Whenever Emeka invited friends over, she would disappear into the bedroom. "She is shy," he would say. But it was more than that. Ada never prayed, not once. Even when Emeka tried to lead morning devotion, she would quietly excuse herself. "I believe in my own way," she would say. Then there was the mirror. One evening, Emeka noticed something strange. He stood behind Ada while she brushed her hair in front of the mirror. He could see himself clearly, but her reflection, it flickered. Just for a second, then it returned. Emeka blinked. Maybe it was the light. He said nothing. A year later, Ada gave birth to their first child, a boy. They named him Kamsi. He was quiet, too quiet. Even as a baby, he rarely cried. When he started walking, he moved strangely, too smoothly, like he was gliding instead of stepping. 2 years later, Ada gave birth again, a girl this time, and they named her Somto. Somto was different. She laughed often, but sometimes she laughed at nothing, at empty corners, at shadows. At night, Emeka would wake up and find both children standing beside the bed, staring at him, not blinking, just watching. Children behave like that, Ada would say, but Emeka began to feel uneasy. It happened on a Tuesday. Emeka returned home earlier than usual. There had been a fight at the workshop and he decided to close for the day. As he approached his house, he noticed something strange. The compound was silent, too silent. No generator noise, no voices, nothing. He opened the door quietly. "Ada?" he called. No answer. Then he heard it, a whisper, coming from the bedroom. Low, rhythmic, like chanting. Emeka's heart began to pound. He moved closer. The door was slightly open. He pushed it gently, and what he saw froze his blood. Ada was standing in the center of the room, but she wasn't alone. The children were there too. All three of them were facing the wall, and their shadows were not matching their bodies. The shadows were moving, twisting, stretching unnaturally across the wall. That voice was no longer soft. It was deep, layered, like multiple voices speaking at once. "We have stayed too long. We must return. The time is near." Kamsi turned his head slowly, too slowly, and looked directly at Emeka. "Daddy," he said, but his voice, it wasn't a child's voice. It echoed, like it came from somewhere very far. Emeka stumbled backward. The floor creaked. Ada stopped chanting. Silence. Then she turned her eyes. They were completely black. "Emeka," she said calmly, "you were not supposed to say this." He couldn't speak. His legs refused to move. "What are you?" he finally whispered. Ada smiled, not the smile he knew. Something colder. "I was once human," she said. "Long before you met me." She stepped closer. "I died alone, forgotten, angry." Her voice softened slightly. "When I found you, I saw a chance to live again, to feel love, to belong." Emeka shook his head. No, this is not real." Ada tilted her head. "Our children," she gestured towards Kamsi and Somto. "They are the bridge between your world and mine. Come with us," Ada said. "We can stay together forever." Emeka backed away. "No." The room grew cold. The lights flickered. "You promised me love," Ada whispered. "And I gave you everything." Her voice cracked for the first time. "I gave you a family." The children stepped forward, their feet no longer touching the ground. "You don't belong here anymore," Kamsi said. "You belong with us." Something in Emeka snapped. He ran out of the house, into the streets. He didn't stop, not even when he heard Ada calling his name, not even when he heard the children laughing behind him. By morning, he was gone. He never returned. People say the house still stands, empty, but not really. Neighbors claim they hear voices at night. A woman singing, children laughing, sometimes a man screaming. Some say Emeka had gone mad. Others say he died. But there are rumors that sometimes, late at night, a man is seen walking beside a woman in white with 2 children, and none of them cast a shadow. Because sometimes the people we love the most are not from this world. Not everything that looks like love is safe, and not every stranger who brings you peace comes with good intentions. If you discovered your partner was not human, would you run or would you stay? If you enjoyed this story, please click on the subscribe button, leave your comments and share with your friends so you can support me and encourage me to post more interesting stories like this. Also, please comment where you are watching from. I would like to know where my audience are coming from. Thank you and see you again in my next video. Bye.